Next part in the female reproductive system is the fallopian tube, or these are also known as oviducts. These are around 10 to 12 centimeters long muscular tubes. From here, these are the long muscular tubes which help in transfer of egg from the ovary to the uterus, and they provide the appropriate environment for fertilization. The fertilization of sperm and egg takes place in the fallopian tube. It shows four regions. There are present four regions in the fallopian tube. First is the broad funnel shaped part. This broad funnel shaped part, which has fimbri, which has the finger like processes called fimbri. These are the finger like processes called fimbri. This is the first part of the oviduct called infundibulum. This part is infundibulum, which is funnel shaped part, and at its margins it bears motile finger like projections. These finger like projections are called fimbri. These fimbri, they bear cilia, and they direct the egg into the infundibulum. This is the ovary. In the ovary, there is a aperture called ostium. From this ostium, the egg is released, and this egg is propelled inside the fallopian tube by the cilia which are present on the fimbri of infundibulum. This is the role of infundibulum. Let us repeat. Infundibulum, the first part of fallopian tube, it is funnel shaped. It bears motile finger like projections, and these are called fimbri. And these fimbri, they bear cilia, and these cilia, they beat toward the ostium, and they direct the egg into the infundibulum. This is the first part. Then the second part of the fallopian tube is ampulla. The second part of the fallopian tube, it is ampulla. It is a long, wide but thin walled portion. This is a long, wide but a thin walled portion, this one. And then the third part of the fallopian tube is isthmus. It is short, narrow but thick walled portion. This is long, wide but thin walled. This is short, narrow but thick walled portion. And this is the fourth portion of the fallopian tube, this one, which enters into the uterus, and this is the uterine part of fallopian tube. Uterine part of fallopian tube. So the fallopian tube यहाँ से शुरू है. The first is infundibulum, which bears fimbri, then ampulla, then isthmus, and the uterine part of fallopian tube which enters into the uterus. Now the next part of the female reproductive system is the uterus. Uterus consists of, this is the next organ. Uterus, and uterus is also known as womb, W-O-M-B. It is a highly elastic median sac, and its function is the development of embryo inside